I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
What's up? I'm Tyler. It's the Midday Muscle. We're back again for some more bodybuilding updates. If you didn't catch yesterday's show, we did a few updates on Good Vito and Regan Grimes, looking ahead to a potential showdown at the Europa Pro and Yamamoto Cup. And now it looks like there's a chance that these two might have some company if Nathan D'Asha decides to throw his hat into the ring. We know that Nathan's been back in action for the better part of the last few months, and lately there have been some rumblings from people close to his camp about him potentially jumping into shows like the Europa and the Yamamoto close to the end of the summer. He would presumably come in as the pre-show favorite, and given that Nathan won both of those back in 2021, it starts to feel like it's more and more of a possibility as you start putting all the pieces together. When Nathan's healthy and able to do what he does best, we know that he's one of the best in the business. So if he can get back to being that guy in the next few months, it will be interesting to see what sort of impact he can have on the back half of the schedule. And since we're already looking ahead to what's coming up at the end of summer, it's time to drop in this update from Keone Pearson as he gears up for his season debut at the Texas Pro. And that's already shaping up to be one of the most exciting events of the year. Keone has been on another level for the better part of the last few months, and lately he's even starting to generate some buzz as a dark horse contender to challenge Sean Clarita for the title. Keone does have one of the craziest structures in all of bodybuilding, and when you see him standing alone like this, it's hard to not get carried away with the hyperbole, just because he checks so many boxes that we look for in a title contender for the division. But with that said, if he goes out there and completely crushes everyone in Texas, it honestly might add some credence to those conversations, which would solidify his place as one of the top 2 or 3 guys in the division. Now, if we look ahead to some of these matchups in open bodybuilding that's about to go down in Texas, Hunter Labrada is one of the names that immediately comes to mind because the looming showdown between him and Andrew Jacked might end up being one of the best battles we see all year. As a fan of bodybuilding, one of the things that you have to appreciate about Hunter is how open he is about the entire process from start to finish. Because there just aren't many top 5 guys who give you the degree of week-to-week access to their progress like he does. Even though he still has a long way to go, all the early signs point to this being his most complete package from top to bottom that he's had at any point in his career. And when you're talking about a guy with this level of talent, if Andrew is even the tiniest chink in his armor, Hunter's going to be able to exploit it, and that small degree of separation might be all it takes to elevate him to the winner's circle. And our final update for you today comes to you courtesy of 212 champ Kamala Garney, who looks like he's all gas, no brakes right now in his run up to the next outing at the season of the Masters Olympia. If you just go down the roster of the athletes who've already thrown their hat into the ring for the Masters, it's hard not to place Kamal's name at the top of the list as an early favorite, especially when you take into consideration that he's still as sharp now as a year ago when he was crushing shows as an open competitor and beating guys who had top 10 Olympia placings on their resume. At his best, which is almost always, he's good enough to hold his own with anyone in the world on any given night. So even if he can just replicate what we saw from him last year when he placed 2nd in Tampa and 4th in Texas, that might be enough to have him run away with this one right out of the gate. We've done it yet again. We're at the end of another Midday Muscle. I got some pork butt in the oven I'm gonna go check on. I'll see you back tomorrow.